eine gute Bier oder Wein mit unserer Abendessen.
A waterhole in Africa is like Piccadilly Circus in London or Times Square in New York. Sooner or later, everyone from miles around shows up. Some come to eat. Most come to drink. A few come to hunt. This is the story of the visitors, the residents, and the dramas that affect their lives at a typical waterhole in Etosha National Park in Namibia. It's just after the rains. This waterhole in Etosha is different from those in many parts of Africa. It's spring-fed, and unlike most other waterholes, never dries up. You'd expect that animals would come thronging to it once the rains had filled it up. But no, it's deserted, except for the resident birds like the dabchick and the red-billed teal. After a few weeks of hot sun, the rainwater puddles out in the bush all dry up. Then the animals start to trickle back. A few at first, and then in gradually increasing herds. The year-round story of this Etosha waterhole starts just after the rains. The return of the herds is bad news for two of the resident birds. A pair of blacksmith plovers has decided to nest right at the water's edge. Plovers are courageous birds. They stand their ground against all comers, spreading their wings and cursing in defense of their nest. The surviving yellow flowers will eventually all get eaten. The big animals aren't particularly fond of them. They're a weed that flourishes where all the grass has been eaten around the waterhole. The springbok try to avoid them, not always successfully. Now the plovers have eggs to protect from all those trampling hooves. Three large warthogs arrive to drink and wallow and add to the plover's problems. At the Waterhole, there's always some new happening. The rains have triggered off the hatching of millions of small brown flies, providing a feast for water birds, especially the waders. The green shank has to pick off each fly separately and delicately. The fulvous tree duck and the Cape teal just scoop them up wholesale with their bills. The plague of flies has come at just the right time for the red-billed teal and their hungry brood of ducklings. There always seems to be one in every brood who ignores the convoy system without appreciating the danger it runs. The threat this time comes from a lanner falcon. Missed both times. The little teal survives by diving and rejoins the brood. The lanner's next attack is on the whole convoy. This time, the teal get away unharmed. The blacksmith plovers are still having serious problems. There's only one possible treatment for a nosy zebra. In the end, it isn't the zebra's hooves that prove the plover's undoing. Tawny eagles will even eat carrion, and eggs are always welcome. The eagle broke all 3 eggs, but didn't eat one of them. It was probably hoping to find a fully formed chick inside. The plover's spirited diving attacks are all in vain. Now the plover will probably lay again in a safer place. The parents recover the cracked eggs and carry them about 30 yards away. They pull the embryos out of the shells and then give the whole situation up as hopeless. The springbok have their young in the time of good grazing after the first rains. The young are just the sort of easy meat a lion is always looking for. one young animal lions usually leave completely alone. Just the same, elephants would be much happier if the lions weren't around when they bring their young to drink, and they tell them so in no uncertain manner. During and just after the rains, the elephants of Etosha do the biggest disappearing trick of all. They simply vanish into the woodland of the northeast. They do so largely to avoid the soft soil in which the Waterhole lies, where they could easily get bogged down. A month after the rains have stopped, the country dries up fast, and suddenly they're back in great strength. There's nothing an elephant loves so much as water.
Safari will return in a moment.
Discover the secret life of our nation's original symbol of pride. Witness the return of America's wild turkey on the natural world. Tonight at 9 Mountain, 8 Pacific, only on the Discovery Channel.
As this is said to be the decade families will be hunting for real value, Volvo thought it best to make that search a little easier. Introducing Volvo Affordable Pricing. Available on new 1994 cars. It's Volvo's way of hitting families right where it helps.
Mama, listen, his first word. I'm calling my mother.
You're calling Hong Kong now? We're with AT&T, so we pay the highest first minute and additional minute rate 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. The discount rate 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. But we have to wait till after 11 p.m. for the real discount.
Why wait? MCI has a new way you can call anytime. Now we give you low fixed rates 24 hours a day, plus the lowest priced international calls, 22 numbers. For the easiest way to save on international calls, join friends around the world anytime.
Meet 4 dinosaurs.
I'm very pleased to meet you.
Too civilized for their time.
We've evolved.
Now they're having the time of their lives. Cool. Featuring the voices of John Goodman.
Where is Central Park?
Jay Leno.
You're gonna love this.
Martin Short.
I like comedy myself.
And Walter Cronkite.
Try not to step on anybody.
We're back. A dinosaur story. Rated G. Starts Wednesday at theaters everywhere.
We're impressed with the importance of this medium. We shall hope to learn to use it and not to abuse it.
Explore the world of Edward R. Murrow, Wednesday, beginning at 9 Mountain, 8 Pacific, on the Discovery Channel.
I took a new level of elegance. That's what people are saying about the all-new Concours and DeVille at Neil Lair Cadillac. More features and more safety, like Cadillac's dual airbag system, providing supplemental protection for all 3 front passengers. Setting a new standard with the California motorist in mind. That's Neil Lair Cadillac. Comfortable, convenient, genuinely unique. In Northridge, on Reseda Boulevard at Roscoe, Cadillac, creating a higher standard.
Primetime Shuttle, the way to the airport. You can be a primetime owner-operator and really make good money on a very modest investment. Think of it, the freedom of flexible hours and being in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Primetime is behind you all the way, supplying customers, reservations, dispatch and routing services, plus complete training. Be a Primetime owner-operator. For reservations or more information on the owner-operator program, call 818-504-3600.
And now we return to Safari.
When a giraffe takes a drink, he looks as though he would suffer a sudden rush of blood to the head. And in fact, he would if it weren't for a network of spongy tissues and valves between neck and brain that absorb the blood and slow up the downward flow. In Etosha, the combined attractions of acacias and a drink sometimes draw herds of 30 or 40 giraffe to the Waterhole. But such a gathering rarely results in a state of excitement such as this. As with a herd of horses, it all seems to be triggered off by one skittish animal. Those long, muscular legs, so lazily graceful in play, can kill a lion with a single kick. Even though giraffes at a waterhole look like easy prey, lions usually leave the adults alone. But this giraffe is an exception and has a bad shoulder wound from a previous lion attack. Perhaps the wound is why this lion made another half-hearted attempt. Somehow, both parties seem to recognize that it's not going to come to anything. The lions lie down, and the giraffe, slowly and without any sign of alarm, approaches the water once more. Dusk is not very far away, and the giraffe wisely decides that the half-light might be a bad time to push its luck any further. Sunset is the time when the prey animals leave the waterhole and seek the comparative safety of the open plains. As the moon comes up, only those big enough to have nothing to fear from others or from their own kind are left. happens at the Waterhole under the moon is usually a closed book. However, new camera techniques with an image intensifier have made it possible to see what only the bland, cold eye of the moon looks down upon. Etosha is one of the black rhino's very last strongholds, though you wouldn't guess this if you relied simply on daylight for your observations. At night, they come to drink and indulge in the heavyweight sparring so dear to a rhino's armor-protected heart. The elephant herd just ignores the rhino activity and selects a prime spot at the water's edge. Some double-banded sand grouse have taken advantage of the full moon to do some night flying and drinking. A rhino with a large calf has a dispute with another cow. When a smaller herd of elephants arrives, it finds itself in the middle of a pride of lions, and they just can't be ignored. The lions back down, even though they're in superior numbers and have two big males with them. Probably it's sheer mischievousness on the part of the elephants, though they do have calves with them and may be worried. But no real drama will develop at the Waterhole from this confrontation. The true dramas will start again when the sun comes up.
Safari will return in a moment.
The fury of Hurricane Hugo, Monday on Moments of Courage.
It is an entirely new class of luxury automobile, created to a higher standard. So responsive, its advanced V8 Northstar system makes passing and merging virtually effortless. And so spacious, it accommodates 6 passengers in complete comfort. It is a combination of qualities you've never seen before. Yet a single drive will make you wonder why you ever settled for less. Introducing the all-new DeVille Concours by Cadillac, creating a higher standard.
With all this running around, I'm exhausted. How come you're always ready to go? Pep, naturally.
Now, General Nutrition Centers offers Pep and Super Pep, 2 all-natural herb formulas created to help you get the most out of each day. Available at GNC.
Radio Shack, we've always made the latest technology easy to understand for your family. And now our CD-ROM computers make it easy to bring entire libraries to life. Experience the power of Tandy multimedia computers. Only at Radio Shack.
Taking a camera into a whale's world.
The whale suddenly turned towards Tony and rammed him.
Recapturing the first moments of flight. Filming an angry shark face to face.
great excitement of coming through it unscathed.
Now you can go behind the scenes of the Discovery Channel with the exclusive video, Secrets of Discovery. How do you get it? It's free, only when you subscribe to Destination Discovery, the award-winning monthly magazine and program guide that heightens your viewing. Intriguing articles that cover your world, from whales, wheels, and wings to faraway, fascinating places. There's no better guide for planning what you want to watch on the Discovery Channel. Call 1-800-832-8343 now and get 12 issues of Destination Discovery for $19.97. That's 1/3 off the cover price, and the home video is yours free. Call now, 1-800-832-8343.
And now we return to Safari.
Action starts at the Waterhole as soon as the sun rises. The black-headed heron waits for victims. Zebra get up the courage to come in from the plains. The black-headed heron is an extremely unpopular regular at the Waterhole. The blacksmith plovers give it a routine low-level attack. However, it isn't the plovers that it preys on. The heron's specialty is doves. Missed. The heron spends all day at the Waterhole stalking Cape turtle doves. Having caught them, it dunks them in the water to dampen their feathers before swallowing. The heron has its own problems. The resident tawny eagle steals a percentage of its prey. There are plenty more where that one came from, and the heron never gives up. Its talent is rare among herons, if not unique. It appears to have worked out the stalking technique all on its own. The heron is very successful with a smaller species, the Namaqua sandgrouse. This time it's taking no chances and flies off with its prey, pursued by the eagle. The sandgrouse who come to drink at the Waterhole face submarine attack as well. one has a lucky escape. But the capture of the next victim has an almost prehistoric horror about it. Though bedraggled, the sand grouse finally escapes. The terrapins, finding themselves too far from the water to feel safe, scuttle back again. Like most cats, lions are naturally curious. They're also nervous in unfamiliar situations. A very unfamiliar situation is about to develop. If you hadn't seen the terrapins trap the sand grouse by the leg, you wouldn't have a clue what has happened to this egret. Note the black-headed heron hoping to gain from the egret's plight. An approaching lioness is too much even for the heron. At least one terrapin has got a firm grip on the egret's foot. The lions appear never to have seen anything like this in their entire lives. By the time the cub goes to investigate, the egret is free. Free, yet decidedly lame. Very few predators can get the better of a terrapin, but occasionally it does happen. The fish eagle's curved talons and hooked beak can find the chinks in the terrapin's armor. Perhaps this was why the terrapins who attacked the sand grouse were so anxious not to stray too far from the water. The armor of the tortoise just has to be foolproof. Though it can swim, it lives practically all its life on land. There it's exposed to all manner of dangers, from lions who would like to eat it, to elephants who might accidentally step on it. If the Waterhole provides moments of comedy, its scenario also includes scenes of extreme beauty. The blue cranes are coming to drink among a small party of kudu.
Safari will return in a moment.
America's Wild Turkey, tonight on the Natural World.
The Standard, an automobile seat that may transfer bumps from the road and aggravate your back. The higher standard in the all-new Cadillac DeVille is new suspension seating, which acts like a shock absorber for the driver's back, isolating you from bumps to help reduce back pressure and increase circulation, which should leave you more refreshed mile after mile. Suspension seating in the new V8-powered DeVille by Cadillac, creating a higher standard.
Highway 421 near Spivey's Corner, North Carolina. Not exactly the place you expect to find a busy accounting firm like Duval & Dean. But thanks to Sprint Cellular and their car, Duval & Dean can handle clients clear across the state and still be there to take calls no matter where they are. There's one other advantage to doing business at 55 miles per hour. There's no fighting over who gets the window office.
Life won't wait, be there now. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark.
Presenting the RCA 52-inch projection screen home theater. It's bigger and brighter than almost anything out there.
Sunshiny day.
Buy select RCA entertainment products and we'll send you Nipper and Chipper.
By nature, cats are choosy. Some even choose their owners. But Iams knows cats depend on people to give them what they need. Meat. Cats crave its taste. Meat protein is so important for eyes, muscle tone, skin and coat, and energy. And since there's more chicken-based protein in Iams than the leading dry cat food, your cat will love it. So choose Iams, and your cat will be glad he chose you. Because quality protein matters, insist on Iams.
President's car is now turning onto Elm Street, and it will be only a matter of minutes before you
Crowds were screaming, Jack, Jackie, John.
Their words.
There it just happened on national television.
Through their eyes.
All over our clothes, all over the car.
Kennedy's been shot. He was shot.
President Kennedy was shot.
The end of Camelot. Tonight at 10 Mountain, 9 Pacific. Only on Discovery Sunday.
Sure, the scenery is beautiful and everything, but what about the fun stuff? Climb rocks, climb trees, swim with fish, fly with birds, get wet, get steamed, get back to nature. There's much more to do than meets the eye at America's Natural Playground. All day long Friday, beginning at 11 a.m. Mountain and 10 a.m. Pacific, only on the Discovery Channel.
KABC Talk Radio, LA's most interesting talk station.
I jog every morning, and I put on my little headset, and I take Ken and Barkley with me every morning.
I've got a great carpool in the morning. It's my kids and Ken and Roger.
And it is a lot of fun. Yeah, but does that 5-year-old have to drive?
And you get the feeling anything could happen on any given morning. It's loose, it's bright, it's fast-paced, it's interesting.
I'm laughing. I'm in the bathroom, I'm laughing. I come home, I jump in the shower, and I take Ken and Barkley in the shower with me.
Oh, boy, we got to get a bigger shower. Yeah, a little crowded in there.
The Ken and Barkley Company, mornings on KABC Talk Radio.
The Fitness Store has been serving California since 1981. We offer the best selection of health and fitness equipment for your home or office. Our fitness experts will answer questions to help you select the right product for you, like Pacific Fitness Home Gyms. Pacific is rated Best Buy by consumer groups in quality, comfort, and ease of use. Pacific Fitness Gyms provide a whole-body workout in one compact machine. At the Fitness Store, we offer a program to fit any body, any budget, any time. We also offer delivery, setup, and training, along with the biggest selection and the best prices.
And now we return to Safari.
August is the height of the dry season. The rains won't start until October. Now the animals are completely dependent on Etosha's waterholes for their survival. Fortunately, these are spring-fed and almost never dry up. A large family of banded mongooses comes to drink. The parents are cautious. They've got a lot of young with them. Those are Namaqua sandgrouse. Despite his size, the wallowing warthog doesn't worry the mongooses, but the jackal makes everyone slightly apprehensive. These guinea fowl have been waiting to get to the water for some time. They've been scared of crossing a large open space. The crowds have gradually built up until there are hundreds of birds waiting to cross. Finally, when numbers give them courage, it's as if a dam has broken, releasing a flood of birds. Some get their drink. But then the jackal spooks them, just as he spooked the mongooses. A far stealthier and deadlier hunter lurks beneath the surface of the waterhole. The python snorkels, its nostrils cunningly hidden among the waterweed. The Egyptian goose spots the danger. For the red-billed teal, it's already too late. Caught in the python's coils, the duck is quickly squeezed to death. While the rest of its 10-foot body puts on the lethal pressure, the python comes up for air. A snake like this can stay totally submerged for at least an hour. The final act of the drama, the python swallows the duck, still gripped in its coils. Flamingos aren't usually found feeding on waterholes. They're too small. But when the 70-mile-long Etosha Pan dries up, then they have nowhere else to go without making a long journey. normally only found on large soda lakes or at the coast, so flamingos are rarely seen in company with drinking zebra, kudu, and wildebeest. Even rarer is to find them in such a cramped and unlikely setting, forming up into display parties. This strutting march is a prelude to courtship. They've got to go through the routine somewhere, and the Waterhole is the only permanent water around. They're mostly lesser flamingos, but with some graders among them. Avocets sweep their bills in the foreground, probably looking for the same sort of crustacea that the flamingos are having to feed on under drought conditions. One reason why flamingos choose large, remote lakes on which to feed and breed is that they feel safe there from land predators. There's no guarantee of such safety here. When the rains come, the Etosha Pan will flood, and the flamingos will return there. If the rains are late, they may have to move hundreds of miles, perhaps to the salt pans along the coast. The height of the dry season is an easy time for hunters. Antelope, like these kudu, have to concentrate at the Waterhole. Adult kudu are usually safe from cheetah. They're too big. She's after smaller game, springbuck. This time she loses her prey in the dust kicked up in the chase. She's got a large family to feed, so she'll stick around the Waterhole until she does make a kill. She disregards the adult springbok to her left and picks a younger victim. She drags back the kill and calls to the cubs left close to the Waterhole. She lets her family feed before she eats. Finally, she cleans them up. Later, she'll lead them down for a drink. For the cheetah family, too, the Waterhole has provided all the necessities of life. But very soon now, the Waterhole will cease to mean anything in the lives of all these animals. It's October, and the rains are coming. The springbok sees the storms and starts to move away from the permanent water. There's both food and drink out there where the rain is falling. The rhino won't need this spring-fed puddle much longer. The springbok pranced joyfully, leaping high as if released from the confinement the Waterhole has imposed on them. As for the waterfowl, they'll move around a bit, but the permanent residents, the teal, the Egyptian geese, they'll stay on throughout the rains that will continue to deluge Etosha from October to March. And at the end of the downpour, the grass will be green again. The Waterhole will still be there. It'll be a little fuller and a lot fresher, but there won't be an animal in sight. Carpets of yellow flowers, but nothing to eat them. It's hard to imagine that all those dramas ever took place here. But in a few weeks, the sun will have done its work, and they'll all be back. For all the Waterhole's dangers, the animals of Etosha would perish if they stayed away from it for too long.
Watch Safari every Saturday at 8. But next, stay with us for romance and intrigue on Pacifica, Tales from the South Seas. Then journey to lands of ancient rituals and guiding spirits on Magical Worlds, only on the Discovery Channel.
Introducing the Volvo 850 Sports Wagon.
There's no rush, Henry. If service merchandise is sold out of that tennis racket, they'll find it at another store or they'll pay to ship it to your home. Better way to shop, better way to save.
Zoom. Get a terrific value on this Pro Sport Aerostar air bike with super smooth air resistance. Also look for this Pro Sport stepper with tension control and electronic monitor. The prices are pure service merchandise. Call for the store nearest you.
Thanksgiving dinner just seems a little bit off without it. The Durkee Green Bean Casserole. Made only with Durkee French fried onions.
The last surviving buffalo tonight on The Nature of Things.
President's car is now turning onto Elm Street, and it will be only a matter of minutes before you
Crowds were screaming, Jack, Jackie, John.
Their words.
There it just happened on national television.
Through their eyes.
All of our clothes, all over the car.
Kennedy's been shot. He was shot.
President Kennedy was shot.
The end of Camelot. Tonight at 10 Mountain, 9 Pacific. Only on Discovery Sunday. With television, America was able to see and hear the world as he knew it.
Are you there, Senator? Yes, right here, Mr. Morrow. We're impressed with the importance of this medium.
Riders in the Sky Christmas is on.